Jade Cargill has made a very interesting reveal regarding her WWE feud with Naomi. This was not on my bingo card. What these two women wanted to do would have been absolutely insane, but it would also have fit their feud because it was a late 2024 decision where Jade Cargill was found on top of a car in the parking lot, laid out, smashed glass, you name it, the whole nine, right? And WWE began a random whodunit type storyline of who would have attacked Jade Cargill. She was in the middle of a tag team title run with Bianca Belair. She was seemingly on top of the world. There was no reports of her being injured or taking time off, and it was really a shock. And so her status was conflicting. Some reports said she was actually injured. Some reports say she wasn't. It was all part of a storyline. She returned at the Elimination Chamber PLE, taking out Naomi and kickstarting their feud because, well, it was Naomi who took her out. They worked a WrestleMania match, which Jade Cargill shockingly went over. They later ran it back after Jade Cargill had won the Queen of the Ring tournament, and they had Jade beat Naomi. Now, Bianca Belair was a special guest referee for that, and then that led to Naomi cashing in Money in the Bank and ultimately becoming Women's World Champion. Now, WWE, they never confirmed why Jade was sidelined, but it was Jade Cargill who actually came out later and said, hey, the reason I needed time off is because I have had a neck injury, which ultimately will need surgery on years down the line, just like most wrestlers would. It just comes as part of all of the wear and tear on their bodies due to, well, pro wrestling and throwing yourself at plywood on a nightly basis, right? That's why she needed time off. So they did this whodunit. And it really changed the course of Jade's career. It really kicked off her singles run, and it changed Naomi's career for the best. I think this feud actually worked out better for Naomi, considering that she really got to shine. She got to be women's tag team champions with Bianca. She got to shine as a single star, proving what she can do yet again, right? And it's almost like WWE forgot how talented she was, and it really captivated her career and took it off. So Jade did a recent interview regarding her feud with Naomi and their match at Evolution 2. She claimed that them going into their no holds barred match, it would have gotten a little bit more intense. Now, keep in mind the bout featured weapons like chairs, kendo sticks, the toolbox, and tables. Cargill, though, told the match that she wanted to go even further. She said there was so much we wanted to use that was asked. We wanted to use mace. That was going to be tough. And then we wanted to use razors, and that was going to be tough. But I welcome it. I wish we were able to use that mace, but you got to think about the crowd. We don't want anyone in the crowd getting mace because mace goes so far. That would have been wild. The whole front row would have been lit with mace. Now, did they make the right call in regards to not letting Naomi and not letting Jade use mace in their match? Yes. Did they make the right call to not let them use razors? Yes. In my opinion, just my opinion, I understand that there is death wrestling out there. I understand that there's a fan base for that type of product. But in my opinion, you don't need death match wrestling in WWE. In my opinion, you should not have death match wrestling in pro wrestling in general. It's wacky. It's kind of weird. And it takes no talent to hit someone in the head with a staple gun. Sorry. But could razors be used in this match? I don't like the idea. Okay, unless you're blading. I don't want to see razors in the match. And okay, so you slice, and I guess people are, you know, they gasp because of the outrage, I guess is the point of the reaction. I don't know about that. The mace, I'm fine with the mace. And I actually think that you could have done it in a way in which you could have used fake mace, right? Like, think about it. They use fire extinguishers all the time in pro wrestling matches. If you want to use mace, it is pro wrestling after all. Why don't you just use fake mace, right? Put some water and some food coloring, I guess, and call it a day. That's what I would have done. I think that would have been easier. I think it's ridiculous if you actually want to use real mace. Because think about it. You're going to go through a match and then you're going to use the mace. Is the mace going to really be the finish? I don't know. Unless you do like, you spray someone in the face with the mace and then you do your finish or something like that, or you do the spectacular finish, whatever. I guess you could do it like that, but I would have just done it, propped it up and called it a day. I think they could have got away with that. I would have, if I was Jade, or if I was, talking with Jade, I would have pitched it like that, or just like, okay. Kind of goes back years ago with the Jack Perry situation in AEW, where he wanted to use real glass for an angle, and Punk was like, dude, it's a rental car. You can't do that. Just use fake glass. It gets the same message across. Right? Like, if there's a way and the company's willing to foot the bill on it, don't use real props and further injure yourself. Just use fake glass. Right? Not that big of a deal. Whatever. But I like the fact that Jade was willing to show a different side. I was glad to see that Jade was willing to take those chances. It would have furthered the match in some ways. It would have furthered the program in some ways. So I would have been okay with it. I would have been down for it. Obviously, WWE felt against that. Obviously, WWE didn't want to do that. That's fine. That's dandy. That's their call. It's their company. But Jade and Naomi, their feud, in my opinion, although not as significant as Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan from 2024, there are just these feuds that come around that mean so much. Because I think it elevated Jade up to a higher level than she did. I think it took Naomi to a completely new level, a main event level. I mean, the gimmick that she has right now, top tier. The character work that she's doing right now, top tier. This feud, how personal it got, how real it got. I mean, you got to keep in mind, this was just not a feud that was used on WWE TV. They took this and we used it multiple times on social media. That stuff matters. That stuff matters because it blends fiction and reality. It makes you wonder, okay, is this part of the work? Or are they kind of going off course a little bit? Like, anytime you can get a wrestling fan to question what you're doing as a promoter or as a worker, that's good. That's a good thing to do. It's a good thing to have. Because you always want fans talking. You always want fans buzzing.